Welcome, everyone. I am delighted to introduce you to my dear friend, Nancianna Maitri. And she just, to me, is an extraordinary woman who is exemplar. If you looked up the word resilience in the dictionary, you would find Nancianna's picture. So I am really grateful that Nancianna agreed to being interviewed a bit today. So, Nancianna, would you please share a little bit about your journey?
I am a dance instructor. I danced for 17 years. Then I started to notice in 1993 that my leg was getting weak. And I went along for another 7 years, I guess, before I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been living in a nursing home now for 13 and a half years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm living in a wheelchair, unable to move legs or arms, just my neck and my head.
Yeah.
And yes, I can move my jaws quite well. I'm grateful that I can still talk.
Yeah.
And that I still have a sense of humor. My brain works quite well.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Nancianna is just a bright light and has been for a while in my life, and I'm grateful for that. Nancianna, how was it for you when you first received that news?
I was diagnosed in 1998, and as a dance instructor and a dancer, it was pretty devastating.
Yeah. And I know you have two daughters, so how old were they at the time?
They were 3 and 5 when I was diagnosed,
Yeah.
and I was no longer able to take care of them. So they lived with my ex-husband during that time. Devastating.
Yeah.
So the one thing that helps me keep going while I'm here in the nursing home is to write poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of meditation, lots of quiet time.
Yeah. So can you share what your definition of resilience would be?
Resilience is moment by moment choosing to get back up on my feet, go the next step.
Yeah.
Not literally on my feet, actually,
Yeah.
but just moment by moment realize I can frame this differently.
I know that so often I can have what I think is a tough day, and then you become such a powerful reference point for me of how to just shift, how important it is just to shift one's attitude. Um, but I know a lot of people who would have given up long before this moment.
Well, believe me, I have given up at times.
Mm-hmm.
There was times of being so angry and upset about it all. I was not very pleasant to be.
Mm-hmm.
It took a while to get to the point where I could see this as a gift.
Yeah. I know that we've talked together in the past about the role of caregivers and how you must have to develop an incredible relationship as well as the courage to ask for what you need, because at this point, I remember that when it really settled in for me that even to scratch your own head, you would have to ask to have your fingernails filed, to just for the basic dignity and opportunity that most of us still have. You've had to become willing to ask and receive. So tell me just a little bit about how that is for you.
Well, I got practice asking right away because I no longer had my husband in the room, in the house, or my children.
Yeah.
So I had to ask my friends. And as a result of learning to ask and receive, the universe has provided an abundance of friends and angels that help me. And it's a win-win You know, I can listen. I extend my love
Mhm.
and my listening. I do what I can. And they are happy to come help me.
Yeah.
So, the universe, thank you very much, has been very gracious.
Well, I know in my experience of you that you seem to use this as an opportunity to deepen your spiritual connection
Absolutely.
and your creative connection.
What else do you do with a serious illness?
Mm-hmm.
You have to find a new way of being.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done that. You know, it's been 24 years since the illness began.
Right.
And so, with all that time, I was resentful at first. But now I can see it as a blessing.
Yeah.
And there's lots of little blessings along the way. For one, I would not have met you, Rhonda, if it wasn't for my being in a nursing home, having MS in a wheelchair.
Thank you. It's been a mutual blessing. I mean, it's a gift to me to have you in my life. I continue to be in awe by how your poetry has deepened and expanded and gets channeled through you as your way of being. So could you share one of your poems with us?
Yes, we'll recite one of them. It's called Come What May. There is a house outside my window of branches, leaves, and bark, befitting a fine feathered friend. A house finch has just landed, ruddy red, taupe, ashen brown, all variegated from head to tail. Yellow beak, brown feet. It comes to encourage me to accept, come what may, knowing that peace is the way.
Mm.
The more I can find internal peace, the happier I am just being as it is. And when I am fighting reality, which I certainly do plenty of, as we all do, and I get pretty disgruntled.
Mm-hmm.
So another one I wrote is called Still Dance. There was a time in the not too distant past when her red dance shoes caressed a smooth wooden dance floor, expressing patterns and rhythms with grace, joy, and passion. Her wings have now been clipped. As she contemplates her strife, what does she do with her life? Her intellect is strong. Her intellect is strong. Her imagination flourishing. Now she has found a new way of dancing, with words expressed with creativity, heart, and love. I still dance.
And yes, you do. I would like to invite those who may listen to this recording of your wisdom and the evidence of your courage and resilience. I would like to invite them that if they're interested in having their own copy of one of your poetry books, that they could send a request to me at rhonda@rhondahall.com. It's a $15 requested donation, suggested donation, and or they can send their check to me, Rhonda Hall, Hull, at P.O. Box 1667, Port Townsend, Washington, 98368.
And to learn more about me and my path, you can go to friendsofnancianna.com. Nancianna spelled Nancianna.
Thank you very much, Nancianna.
Thank you.
Yeah.